What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and this is the start of my Gear Up reading vlog. Hello, editing Mead, just jumping on to say that no, this is not my Gear Up vlog, it is the remainder of March. So I have the first 2 weeks of March in one vlog. I did go to separate these and then just never ended up. So we're just combining it into one big vlog. So this is from the 14th to the end of March. So enjoy. I will also later say this vlog is running from the last 11 days of the month. Just ignore that. It's fine. Hello! So, this is the start of a new vlog. It is Monday the 14th of March. Yes, at 11 o'clock at night. And so I wanted to do this vlog separately from the rest of March because it is the Magical Readathon Gear Up edition as well as the final book support group readathon. So my first read is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Lynn, and I am reading this for my book club Library of the Unread, and we're breaking it down into 6 days and reading about 80 pages a day. And I've just finished my pages for today and I'm very tired. I'm really enjoying how it's starting. The descriptions are beautiful, but it is reading rather young, so I feel like there's going to be the development of the characters, but it's not going to be as in-depth and it's not going to be as rich in the characters as I would like. Like, the description's beautiful, cannot fault, but outside of that I feel like I like the characters and I'm invested, but I'm not seeing it going any deeper. But we'll see. I have a lot left of the book, so I've just posted that on the Facebook group. That's cool. In terms of what I'm going to be reading this week, I'm sort of in a stuck spot. I read Never Fade last week when I shouldn't have done that. I needed it for this week, so I'm like, fuck. So I can't remember what I've decided on. My goal is to read Feet of Clay, finish Nettle and Bone, and make a decision on something else. For Nettle and Bone, I'm a decent way through, like 64%, which is where I ended my last vlog. So we'll see if I progress any further in that. And then Feet of Clay, I haven't touched. Oh, I think I'm going to read Shadow Kiss, which is the third Vampire Diaries, because that's not going to take too much brain energy. That's what it was. There we go. So I'm going to read Shadow Kiss, which is the third in the Vampire Academy series, and then Daughter of the Moon Goddess is my main priorities, and then whatever else I get to, which will hopefully be Feet of Clay. And if I can, I would love to get to one more series continuation, but I'm not sure what that would be at this point in time. Fuck, I'm tired. I've got Nettle and Bone, Feet of Clay, Morning Star, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, Arrow to the Moon, and Shadow Kiss, House of Sky and Breath, and Good Wives left that I would like to read. I've decided I'm not going to read A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabatia, as I can't seem to get access to the small paperback and I'm happy to leave it for the moment. So that's off the list, and yeah, we're just gonna see how it goes. I am super behind on reading goals at the moment, but like, I don't really give a shit. As long as I get through Cluedo, that's all that really matters. And once I finish Nettle and Bone, I just have Discovery of Witches, which I will be reading next week, because that is enough time for me to not forget everything that happens. So that's all goodly good. But for now, because I can't stop yawning, I'm gonna go to bed. I will check in with you tomorrow. Hello, it is now Tuesday the 15th of March at 11:30 and I'm about to head to bed, but I just wanted to let you know that I finished Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. This was not technically on my Orilium Gear Up edition, but I suppose I could count it towards branches, so I could get a wand if I wanted to for a conduit, and I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars. It was a really fun, quirky read, and it was a nice little palette cleanser to sort of shake things up, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. And I read the section for Daughter of the Moon Goddess today, which was really good.
I can see it being younger. It definitely reads very YA. I appreciate what it's trying to do. It's really young, so I'm still enjoying it. It's just different from what I sort of expected. I knew that it was an adult going in, and a lot of the reviews I had heard was that it felt YA, and it's got a lot of tropes, like a trope bingo sort of thing. So that's one of the main critiques. So I'm definitely noticing it, but I'm still enjoying it regardless, and I'm curious to see how our character continues to grow. They're a really strong individual. It's hard because there is that like YA whining sort of thing, but at the same time I feel like that's not consistent, and it's, given the situation, I'd be pretty missed as well. There is a little bit of, not insta love, but the chemistry wasn't really built up, and then yeah, but I enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying it, so that's the main thing. But obviously I can't form a coherent thought. I am too tired, so I will check in with you tomorrow. I'm hoping to start Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead after I finish my sections of Daughter of the Moon. So tracking along nicely, and so if I don't finish all that I need to, I still have capabilities for other times. So I think having finished Nettle and Bone has just eased my mind on not getting through it, because I have a backup, so I can do whatever I need to. That's me. I'm calling it, and I will chat with you later. Hello, it is now 10:30 on Wednesday the 16th of March, and look at me going to bed before 11:30 midnight. Just touching in as I've read my section of Daughter of the Moon Goddess, so I'm now up to page 258 over the halfway chunk, and feeling really good. This section progressed a lot faster than the past 2 days. It really actually like made a lot of progress, and I felt really good about that, and I'm engaging with our protagonist and curious to see where they go to next, because a lot has happened. It does still feel like a YA bingo board of tropes, but I'm enjoying it. It's good, and I'm enjoying the description. So for me, it's going to, I'm guessing it's going to be a 4-star unless the ending blows me out of the water. And then I've started Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead, which is the third in the Vampire Academy series. I'm aware this is not on my Pluto TBR. I will read Feet of Clay and Discovery of Witches next week. I have so much I want to get through, but I read 112 pages, 114 pages today. Very happy with that. I got up to chapter 9, and it's quick to read. I posted about it on my Instagram, and a lot of people were like, oh my god, those covers, and I'm like, yeah, also the content is a choice. I'm enjoying being with these characters, but I'm also feeling very Clary and Jace, having read City of Bones last month. I can see, and it's funny that I didn't make the parallel earlier, but Rose and Clary are very similar personality types. I think I like Rose better, just, I don't know. But there are some very cringy moments, and I'm just having an absolute chuckle. I do love these characters, and I'm curious to see where it goes. But holy Jesus, I have made a choice. The overarching big bad is interesting as well. So I'm curious to see how it all shapes up. Reading Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Shadow Kiss at the same time is a weird experience, because they're like polar opposite, but also the same sort of star rating vibe. We'll see how it all shapes up, because like, this is just fun. I don't need it to be anything more, so I would rate it higher going in with the low expectations. And it's not badly written, it's just very cliche, but there's nothing wrong with that as well. So that's it from me. Currently working through these, and hopefully tomorrow I've got sprints, so I will be able to come home, film and edit. I think I'm just going to do a tag tomorrow, so I'm hoping that's not going to be too brain intensive to film and edit tomorrow night, and then during sprints read my chapters of Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and if I manage to make time to get to Shadow Kiss, then cool. But aside from that, I've got a bug on my leg, and I'm gonna go to bed. So I will chat with you tomorrow. Hello my loves, so it is now 20 to midnight on Friday the 18th of March, and thank fuck it's the weekend. I'm so happy. I don't know, I've been feeling really just tired and run down this week. That didn't fix my hair at all. So I'm very happy for it to be the weekend. In terms of reading, I did my sections of Daughter of the Moon Goddess, so I don't actually know how many pages that was. Roughly about 80 pages, I believe, we're reading every day. I'm enjoying this more now. Reveals have happened and the plot has thickened. I'm very curious to see how it ends. I've got just over 60 pages to go, which will be done tomorrow, and I don't know how it's going to end, because this is a duology, I believe. So the second one, is this going to go in a particular way? And I just have a lot of questions and I don't feel like they're going to be answered straight away, which is fine, but I also don't want to leave it on a massive cliffhanger, just because I don't feel like that's the best way to tell a story. I don't know, I just don't like massive cliffhangers that don't give any resolution, which it might not turn out that way and there is enough resolution to be able to chill till the second book, but at the moment I'm feeling like it's not going to end that way. So I will let you know tomorrow. And then I read up to the halfway mark of Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead. So I think I've read over 100 pages of this. I'm not actually sure where I ended up, but I'm now at the halfway mark. And I'm enjoying this. It's a fun, easy read. I don't really put much stock in it. The big bad is being a predictable big bad and shit's about to go down. I'm curious to know more about the magic, and I hope that that's explored more within the series. I don't think we're going to get much of a resolution on what the magic elements are in this book. We might get some more resolution to what Shadow Kiss means, and I hope we do by the end. We've already started discussing it, and usually Rochelle Mead will explore a theme and then at the end give you like a massive monologue from the villain explaining everything. So hoping for that and then continuing on learning the rest of the magic system throughout the rest of the novels. Seems to be an interesting shift and some characters have interesting politics going, so I'm curious to see how it ends up. And yeah, I'm invested, I'm enjoying it. I find that I get sucked into these pretty easily. I was saying to Ash, I was like, oh, I don't really feel like reading anymore. Like I'm just meh. But then 5-10 minutes later, I was fully absorbed in it and ended up hitting the halfway mark. So I was originally hoping to finish that tonight, but then didn't, as I did my first drive to Macca's, driving in the rain at night for the first time in like 11 years. So that was fun. And yeah, we got Mackey's for dinner. So we did that and chilled, played Pass the Pugs for a minute and read lots. So feeling very happy and very content with my lot. Tomorrow I have a bra fitting, which I'm super excited for and I've never done, so I'll let you know how that goes, because I feel like even though I'm not like as part of the itty bitty titty committee, you still need to get the right fitting bras and I have not. So I would really love to get some actually properly fitted bras, and so I'm gonna go do that. And then I have reading sprints with Danielle and Amy for the Bookstore read-alongs, so hopefully we'll be able to finish Daughter of the Moon Goddess in that and then chunk of the way through that. And then what else do we have on tomorrow? Just cleaning, because we're going to a fair on Sunday, medieval fair. So I'll try and get a little bit of b-roll for that, because I think that would be really cute, and like because it's during the Orilium gear up and it's all like medieval fantasy style D&D, so that's really cool. Actually, that's super cute. That's my evening, so we're gonna peace on out, go to sleep, and I'll check in with you with how the fitting goes, and then when I've read some more. Bye. Hello. So it is now 10 to midnight on Saturday the 19th of March, and I just have a reading update because I finished 2 books today. So I finished off my last section of Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Lynn, and I'm giving this a 4 stars. It was beautifully written and I've enjoyed where it went to. It didn't end up doing the one that I was going to have a concern with, so that was nice, and I'm keen to continue on with the duology. So when the second one comes out, I'll grab it and read it, but until then I'm happy with what questions have been answered. I'm not left confused, and I'm really excited to see where the second book goes. So I finished that on sprints with Danielle from Cara for the Bookstar read-along. She was reading Discovery of Witches and I finished off Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and then I dived into Shadow Kiss and I read over 200 pages of it and finished that today as well. And also giving that a 4 stars. For me, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, even though the writing is more lyrical and beautiful and I could see and visualize everything really well. For Vampire Academy though, I think maybe because it's the third and I've really started to develop an attachment to these characters, the ending just whoo, and it had more of an emotional resonance with me, so I feel like that's a high 4 stars, whereas Daughter of the Moon Goddess is a low 4 stars. So that's where my brain's at for that. I'm borderline deliriously tired, so please take everything with a grain of salt any time that I open my mouth anyway. But I had so much fun with Shadow Kiss. Like, I absolutely flew through it. When we were talking about it on the live, Jean asked if it's a good book, and I said, like, if you go in expecting a fun read, definitely. If you want high enjoyment, go for it. She's like, yeah, but my question is it well written? And I'm like, probably not. It didn't have the same visual aspects as Daughter of the Moon Goddess, but I just had so much fun with it. My enjoyment was that little bit higher, and for most of my readings it is predominantly my enjoyment. So did that, and then read 10% of Feet of Clay by Terry Pratchett. So I've read probably between 300 to 400 pages today and feeling really good. Ash and I also got a lot done. Like I said last night, I was going for a bra fitting. I had that. Holy shit, this has changed my life. So highly would recommend just going and getting fitted. You know, I confirmed that I have been buying bras the right size, but buying them and storing them the way that I have, I've destroyed most of them, so they're not going to fit as well. They're going to slide, whereas the ones that she stores and sells, just trying it on was so different, and I felt so different with them on, and I can't wait for them. They should be arriving on Thursday, so I'm so excited. And then I went and had to go to work to quickly put on the iPads and got Ash coffee and cheese bacon roll thing, and I got myself an OJ, so that was delicious. And then I managed to only be 2 minutes late to the sprints, and then yeah, that was so much fun. I love Danielle, I love Amy, but she unfortunately was stuck in traffic and having issues with her hotel, so she couldn't make it and join us, but she was in the comments, and it was just so much fun. So much fun. And then Ash and I spent 3 hours. Do you think that was all that it was? 3 to 4? And we got like all the main things that we needed to get done around the house done. And just, I feel so good because we're going to the fair tomorrow. And so I wanted to have all of that sorted, and so we weren't stressing about it tomorrow. The only thing that we will potentially do after we go to the fair is go and wash Frank, my car, and that's it. So yeah, I'm hopefully going to make, what should my reading goal for tomorrow be? A hard stretch. I would love to finish Feet of Clay. I don't think that's going to happen, so if I hit the 50% mark, I'll be happy, I think, is a reasonable target to go for. So that's me done and dusted. I will chat with you on the morrow. Ash and I are going to try and get some B-roll footage from the fair, but I get nervous vlogging in public, so good night. Hello my loves, so it is now 10:30 on Sunday the 20th of March, and I'm here to wrap up what I've read this week and discuss how the Orilium Gear Up edition went, as well as the final book support group. Alrighty, so the first thing that I finished off was Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. This was an arc from NetGalley, and I gave it 4 stars. I had a lot of fun with this. I thought the characters and just the ragtag team were hilarious, and it was just a nice palette cleanser. So I really enjoyed following along with this story. It is a standalone, and I had a lot of fun. The magic system was really interesting, and the adventure was just delightful. So for my conduit for Magical Readathon, I can either do a wand, a spell book, or a staff. I haven't decided, but reading Nettle and Bone will count toward branches on the cover, so if I choose to go with a wand, that will suffice for that. The next thing I read was Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Lynn, and this was for my Facebook book club, the Library of the Unread. We had the week read along, so we read this over 6 days, and I really enjoyed this. It was a very beautifully written book. I'm keen to see more and where the story goes, and again gave this 4 stars. This will go towards Legacy, which is, as an archivist member, Avaritus, which is sky on the cover, or the word sky in the title or series name. So the sky is on the cover because this is a giant ass moon. And neither of those went towards the final book support group because, well, technically this is the first in a series, but I know the idea of it is to finish, not start. So technically this will count eventually because I'm going towards a duology, but in terms of actually making progress in a series, Nettle and Bone and Daughter of the Moon Goddess don't count. And then I read Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead, which is the 3rd in the Vampire Academy series. So this definitely goes towards the final book support group. And also, if I choose, this could go towards Spellbook, which is for my Conduit, which is a book that has at least 2 S's in the title. This has 3, so fulfilling that. Or Staff, a book from a series, so technically these would count, but I would want to go as a continuation. So I've got those 3 options. I technically haven't decided what I want. I'm leaning towards the Spellbook, which is why I made sure to get this in, but I might change my mind in the future. And this was a lot of fun. The ending really got me, which surprised me, because I know that I like these characters and I have a quick fun read, but I don't have a lot of, I'm not diehard fan of it, and I can appreciate that a lot of people love it and I have a good time with it, but I'm not like top tier fan will die for these characters. But then the ending was really affecting me, so now I want to continue on and see what happens. So I'm happy because with this series, when I read the second one, I was like, it's gonna take me forever to get to Shadow Kiss, and then now that I've read this, I'm like, actually I would like to prioritize this. So we'll see when I do pick up the 4th one. And then tonight, I finished Feet of Clay by Terry Pratchett. So I started it and I got 10% in, and I read the rest today, and I had so much fun with this. I gave it 5 stars. Terry Pratchett just has hit his stride with these characters, because this is technically the 19th Discworld book, but because of the series within the overarching world, this is the 3rd in the City Watch series, and I can just feel his stride with these characters, and they're so much fun to be around. There was like a murder mystery going, and the ending just filled me with joy. I'm trying not to like spoil the way that it's discussed, but I read a book that had a similar sort of ending and I was rather disappointed in it because it just felt not obsolete, but it made the story irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Feet of Clay did not do that. It had the same sort of wrap-up style, but the story, it was so important in so many other ways that it wasn't just a filler. There was so much more content behind it, and like even having the mystery not necessarily be the most relevant thing, it was still really well done, and I didn't feel disappointed in it, whereas the other book I had felt just not in love with it and not feeling overly positive, just feeling rather neutral and meh, like why did I waste my time reading that? Whereas with this, I'm like, oh my god, yes, this is brilliant. Even if the murder mysteries aren't like relevant, I suppose, to the rest of the plot, even though it is the plot, it's very mixed. I still have so much fun and just adore these characters. This is also going towards the final book support group, as this was 3rd in the City Watch series and could go towards the staff if I wanted it to. I think that's everything. I read 4 books this week. Technically I read 3 whole books and finished off Nettle and Bone within the first 2 days, but I'm feeling really good. I haven't focused too much on getting B-roll footage, and we went to the fair today and I am very pink, but watching the jousting was really cool, and like Ash had to explain it to me a little bit because I just got confused, but it was really cool seeing it and we had a lot of fun, and it's just been a really lovely low-key weekend. Like we've had stuff on and we've been doing stuff. I had the sprints yesterday, but none of it has been like real taxing on me, and I feel like I'm gonna start next week on a sort of good note. I am going to go to bed now, which is super, well, it's not super early for me, but it's earlier than
some past Sundays because I just get so into my books. So I'm happy with that, and I'm actually going to sign this off here, just make this a week-long vlog. I just wanted to dedicate this week to Gear Up and to the Final Book Support group. In terms of roll of reads, Nettle and Bone was for my gifted / sub box, so because I got a gifted the arc from NetGalley, that's how I'm making that one work. So the only one I have left is Discovery of Witches, which is for a protagonist over 30 for Mel's roll of reads. So I'm super excited. The goal for next week, okay, the goal for the next 11 days, let's go with that, is this stack. So it's 147 pages a day. I have to film and edit my TBR, my Q2 anticipated releases, and my readathon videos. All are the most time-consuming, amazing things. So I'm gonna have to work on those, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to fly through these as quickly as I would like. I am on lives next Sunday night with Mel, so that should hold me accountable to at least some progress, whether that be editing or actually getting through this TBR. Essentially, Discovery of Witches is my last Cluedo book that I have to read and or make a dent in before filming Cluedo on the weekend. But I'm probably going to start Morningstar first, just because I don't want to have many books left after this. As long as I'm partway through when I'm filming Cluedo, like I know I'll finish it off in those 3 days before April, so it's not like a concern, but I do need to start it and actually be into it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to work towards Morningstar, which is my last optional, which was my blindfold pick during Cluedo. Ash picked Daughter of the Moon Goddess, so I have read that and technically fulfilled that prompt, and I said I can read one or the other, but or neither or both, so I'm going to try for both. And then An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Penn I would love to get to, but if I don't, that's also okay. This was an arc that I pinched from his work because I loved The Astonishing Colour of After. I'm very excited to read this. I'm not excited to read this. I'm super keen to read this though. So we've got an interesting mix for next week. That last 11 days will be going up sometime in April. And I think that is everything. I feel like my reading has been so sporadic, I suppose. I don't feel like that's the right word, but I just feel like I've been in a slump consistently for this entire year and a little bit of 2021. So I'm like, my reading's not that great, but then my reading is great and I'm enjoying everything that I'm reading. So very confusing, but I have loved going down to 2 videos a week. But let me know how your Gear Up went and if you are participating in the Final Book Support group, because I think it is great to continue on with series. So this vlog is going to be running from today, which is Monday the 21st of March, till the end of March. I am so excited to continue on with my reading for this month. I have put out a poll on Twitter for which book I should read next, and Discovery of Witches one. I nearly dropped this on my face. So tonight I have read 60 pages. I'm still 80 away from where I need to be, but I'm calling it a night. It is nearly 11 o'clock, and whilst it reads really quick and I'm really enjoying it, I can see myself getting too sucked into it. So I've just finished the section that I need to for the Discord, so I'm gonna leave it there and go to bed. I ended up having to film and edit my video that is going out tomorrow, a Q2 anticipated releases, and that took a lot more time than I was expecting, so I didn't get as much reading done as I would have liked, but I've still made some progress and started on that journey, which is exciting. This Morningstar and An Arrow to the Moon are my goals for the next 11 days. I would really like to get through Discovery of Witches and Morningstar. I don't mind too much if An Arrow to the Moon goes by the wayside, but it would be nice if I could fit all of it in. I don't really have too much planned for this week at the moment. I'm switching, so my normal hours were 8:30 to 4:30. Tomorrow is my last day doing that 8:30 to 4:30 shift, and then I will be going to 9:30 to 5:30. So gonna be different. Curious to see how it all goes, but at the moment, with just how tired I've been and how slumpy I've been feeling, I'm kind of thinking it might be a good thing so I'm not
running around like a headless chicken in the morning, and I can take my time waking up. So yay. But in saying that, I'm still up at 8:30 tomorrow, so I want to go to bed. Had a pretty good day at work. Chaos. Utter chaos in the morning. I don't know what the fuck happened, but there was just too many things happening at once and I got very sensory overloaded. That was an experience. But again, not bad, just was what the fuck. And then the afternoon was a little bit more chill. That's all I've got. I'm not sure if I mentioned at the end of my last vlog, but I have completely fucked this shoulder. It is so painful. That also is a thing that I'm currently dealing with. Not much I can do. I've booked in with an osteo for 2 weeks time. So love that for us. It is what it is. It's not too bad. Just holding the camera then I was like, oh yeah, that's twinging. So if we get a lot of this angle, that's because my right shoulder is completely fine. Yeah, I think that's actually everything. I will check in with you tomorrow. Hello, so it is now 10:30 on Tuesday the 22nd of March, and just wanted to touch in with my reading for Discovery of Witches. I read 170 pages tonight, which I'm thrilled with. I'm now up to chapter 16 and I'm reading this for the Bookstar read along. I've got quite a few thoughts that I'm posting in the Discord as we go. I'm enjoying this a lot. I like the different character developments with them being witches and vampires, and I feel like it's going to be really interesting in where this veers to. I'm curious to see the overarching plot for the trilogy rather than just this one main arc that's been started. But I'm only 233 pages in, so still got a lot more to go. We are breaking it into 5 chapters and then discuss on the Discord. So I'm just gonna work to my next chapter tomorrow and keep going. I also want to edit last week's vlog tomorrow and get prepped for my upcoming readathons for April, as that should be going up on Friday. So I will film and edit it on Thursday to go up on Friday, and then I need to film my TBR. So we've got lots in the works and we'll just see how it goes. So I'll start collating my readathons tomorrow and be able to do the discussion, because I can collate them and then listen to this at the same time. That might be how we go, but I'm starting my new hours, so I'm going to be doing 9:30 to 5:30 tomorrow rather than 8:30 to 4:30, and we'll see what difference that makes. Enjoying this so far. I did need to read 100 pages extra and I only read 20 pages extra, but that's still making progress, which is the most important thing. So we'll see how we go. This weekend is looking like it's going to shape up into a little bit busier than I originally anticipated, with not as much reading, but it'll be worth it. But I have an apprehensive about finishing everything that I wanted to. So my main goals are Arrow to the Moon and Morningstar, as well as this. But considering I've practically blown through 170 pages, it should be pretty sweet for the next couple of days, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm gonna head off to bed, so I will chat with you on the morrow. Hello, it is now 11:30 on Wednesday the 23rd of March, and I've made some progress. I have read 200 pages of Discovery of Witches tonight, so I'm now up to chapter 29, page 432, and I'm really enjoying this. It's got the right mix of things. There are elements of it that feel very Twilight, because vampires are very possessive creatures, but it's done as an adult, it's done with consent, it's just done so much better. And seeing the mystery behind it is really engaging, and I'm just finding that it's a very quick read. The main thing that I've taken away from this 200 pages was in the discussion on the A-Star Reads Discord. It's nice seeing a non-human perspective. So our protagonist is a witch, and then the guy in it's a vampire, so neither of them are human, and it's not done in a way that our protagonist originally started out pretending to not be a witch. They turned their back on magic and not wanting to use it, so they were acting as human. But very early on we're introduced to the magic, so it's not like them discovering their powers, it's more just a inclusion into the world. They've already got some background knowledge, and then they're just really coming into their own, which I really enjoy. It's not a here's a human that now has magical abilities, it's here's a magical being that is now going to go fucking intense with their magical abilities, and it's great. And I think it's just really refreshing reading from a non-human protagonist because it just makes it so much better. I feel like the world is just more nuanced, there's more in-depth exploration, and just overall, it's not about whiny humans not knowing how to do shit. Our protagonist is a historian and they study alchemical texts and manuscripts, so there is a lot of library descriptions and a lot of being in academic settings, and it's hitting the right notes for me. As someone that would love to be that sort of an academic but is not because I can't fucking stand research, it's nice living vicariously through their discussion of their research. And then Matthew, who is the vampire, he is a scientist that is looking at DNA compounds, and that's fascinating. I'm really enjoying this and it's taken me by surprise. I didn't think I was going to dislike it, but I'm just really into it. And I think having just read 200 pages really cemented that fact. And I'm excited to come home tomorrow and film and edit and then be able to dive back in. I'm now up to date to be able to finish this Morning Star and An Arrow to the Moon by the end of the month. I doubt that's going to happen because we are going to be traveling on Saturday, Sunday, and I have to film my TBR and edit that, which is a very time-intensive process. So we'll see how we go with it, but I'm excited to continue on and see how much reading I get done throughout this week. I'm going to go to bed now because I'm exhausted, but it was a good start to the new shift. And yeah, so doing the 9:30 to 5:30 was glorious. I forgot where my brain was going. I didn't rush in the morning, so it was mint. Can't wait to get up and see how tomorrow goes. So I will check in with you later. I feel like this is the only angle you ever see me at, that or on the couch in these pajamas, but my sit down videos are for wearing actual clothes. Good morning, just quickly jumping up because the magical readathon announcement has gone live. I am so excited. I've already printed off the careers that I'm looking at. So I'm filming my TBR this weekend and we will see what fits. I've essentially decided that I've got 6 careers that I'm interested in, or callings, and they're all bar one prompt out of the 14 is included. So basically whatever my TBR allows is what I will be going towards. The funniest thing though, because I'm reading The Stand, I was petrified about making this all work, like reading The Stand and then 12 other books or 13 or 14. But every single career I've chosen has the inscription prompt, which is to read an intimidating read. So regardless, we're covered, and then it will just be whatever else feels. So I'm hoping and leaning towards some more than others. There's 3 that I'm like leaning towards just because the prompts are more what I'd like to do. Except one, that concerns me. Just looking at that, I don't know how I'm gonna make that work. But anyway, I just wanted to come on. I need to go to work, but I'm so excited. So yeah, I can't wait for this weekend to be able to just dive in and figure out what the fuck I'm reading. So I'll chat with you when I'm home. I'm going to leave for work now, even though it's half an hour and it's a very quick trip. So then I can get a park, and if I'm there, then I can just read my book in the car till I'm due to go into work. So I'm gonna head off and I'll chat with you later. Bye. Hello. It is now midnight, just turning over to the 26th of March. And I was going to update you because I finished Discovery of Witches, and then I decided to film most of my Cluedo TBR. And it is now midnight, and I started that at about 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm fucking wrecked. Tomorrow I'm gonna get up and finish off filming Cluedo. Hopefully there will be enough that I'll be able to do what I need to do. And then I will start Morning Star tomorrow and give you my thoughts on Discovery of Witches. But until then, I will check in with you later. Hello my loves. So Ash and I are just getting ready to head off. We're heading over to his parents' place and we'll be there for tonight and tomorrow. This morning I spent it getting organised for the magical readathon, so that's why I haven't touched base. But now my TBR is all sorted. I just have to film the sit down, talk you through it bits. I'm going to take Morning Star with me. I don't know if I will read, but I'm going to take my camera, take this, see how we go. And yeah, so I will update you on my thoughts on Discovery of Witches a bit later on in the piece. Bye! Hi, it is now midnight. and I am fucked. I know I said I was gonna come on and talk through my thoughts of Discovery of Witches, but I ended up driving back from my Ash's parents' place a little bit later and had to film and just had to do all the stuff to get ready for the week. So I'm exhausted, and then we ended up watching an episode of Cardcaptor Sakura because I bought the complete series. And then 2 episodes of Avatar, which was lovely, and we're probably going to do that a little bit more frequently because it was really nice just chilling out, and the episodes are only 20 minutes each, so it's not like a mammoth commitment. So yeah, my overall Discovery of Witches was it was a really engaging first book and has set up excellently for a completely different ton of events for the second book. I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I've grown very fond of these characters very quickly. I'm now 80 pages into Morningstar by Pierce Brown, which is the 3rd in the Red Rising series, which we know is not one of my favorites, but I'm enjoying it. Darrow still annoys the shit out of me. I would think after 2 books and the first couple of chapters we'd be making some character development. No, he is not. But it is different, and he's just gone through a fuck ton of torture. So sort of like he's not whining as much as he used to. So considering this is the time that I would expect it, I suppose that is a little bit of character growth. But Ash and I are going to conk out, and I will check in with you after work tomorrow because I am fucking beat. I can't remember the last time I felt this tired that I wasn't doing pulling an all-nighter for a readathon. So good night. Good evening. It is now Monday the 28th. I had a day of rest and sleep. So I don't know if I said last night I made it to 80 pages of Morningstar, and I did not continue today. I started to feel a little bit more alive tonight, and so I played a little bit of Sims, and I thought, you know what, I would like an audiobook to accompany that, but I need to pay attention to Morningstar. An audiobook that I have that I don't have to pay attention to, however, is Blue Bloods by Melissa de la Cruz. I have now finished this. I'm giving it 4 stars on Goodreads, 3.5 mentally. It's definitely something that is dated, and I just had fun with it because I had no expectations. I remember enjoying it when I was younger and like wanting that vampire phase thing, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like it now as an adult, but I could appreciate that it's just a fun, quick story with a lot of history to it, and I liked seeing the different evolutions, so I will continue on with the series. And because this is on my unhaul challenge, I no longer have to get rid of the entire series. It's interesting to think that like with the audiobooks I could literally binge this in a couple of days. I'm not going to but I could. We'll see if I do, how I go with the rest of my TBRs, and if I decide that I want to continue on. The main reason was I didn't have Animorphs because I've already read them, so I was like, yeah, I need something more passive than Morningstar. I have vague recollections, like I know that I enjoyed it when I read it as a teen, but when I was rereading it, I could sort of remember my sort of mindset and how I was like, oh my god, this goth girl's so cool, huh? And just bits and pieces like that, and that was funny and added to an enjoyable experience for me, just recollecting it. I didn't actually remember anything of the plot aside from the fact that they're Manhattan socialites. So that was nice that I could just keep going. I feel like if you were choosing between this or Vampire Academy, I would recommend Vampire Academy. It's just that it's not even older, but reading it as an adult, it doesn't hurt my soul as much. So yeah, like I can actually, you know, see growth in Rose, whereas Skylar, Bliss and Mimi, it's a bit harsh. Also, I kept having like thoughts of on the Sims 2 busting out on PS2, I think. One of the girls that you go and live with when you first start the game is Mimi, and I just, anytime her name came on, I was just giggling because it really took me back to the early 2010s, 2009, 2008
that era of my life, and it was nice. It was a nice way to spend my evening after feeling pretty flat all day. Hopefully tomorrow I will continue on with Morningstar. I am gonna go visit my old man after work, but I would like to make some more progress because I would like to complete Morningstar before April, and I've given up reading my copy of An Arrow to the Moon. I'll get to that eventually. It's not a NetGalley arc, so I'm not as concerned. This is what I have to read over 3 days. That's me. I'm gonna call it here. I also realized that I never actually ended up posting the Magical Readathon vlog for the Orilium gear up, so I don't know how I want to make this happen, but I know I have a fuck ton of footage, so I'm gonna go to bed and I will chat with you tomorrow. Hello, it is now like 11 o'clock on Tuesday the 29th of March, and just jumping on to say I think I have temporarily DNF'd Morningstar by Pierce Brown. I have zero desire to read it, and so I've read an issue of Saga. So I've now read 55, 56 and 57, which is good, and I think 58 and 59 will be coming out soonish. I'm not sure, and yeah, I'm just in that slump again, so hopefully I can get back on the wagon, but I wasn't feeling Morningstar and I don't want to physically read, so I haven't picked up the arc of An Arrow to the Moon. So yeah, I've read Saga and that was it. I've spent most of today just flooping. I went and saw my grandpa this afternoon, which was lovely and just sort of made me feel a bit better. I'm gonna go to sleep now, get my butt into gear to go to work tomorrow. Don't really know what I'm gonna read for the last 2 days. I don't really care. Ash and I watched an episode of Cardcaptor Sakura, which was lovely, so might do some more of that. But yeah, I don't really have a plan, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go to bed and chat with you tomorrow. Good evening, it's now 11 o'clock on the 30th of March and I read nothing today. All the TBR games were coming out. I decided to watch those instead and just chill out, and now I'm really tired. I haven't really decided on anything that I want to read in the last little bit, so I'm probably going to start on Honeycomb by Joanne Harris, which is fairy tales in a collection, so I'll just work my way through that, see how we go. Obviously I'm not going to finish it before the end of the month, but it can just be like a book that I chill around with, so head on off and I will check in with you tomorrow for the last day of March. Good morning, it is now the 1st of April, so I need to sign off and I'm running out the door to go to work, but I just wanted to come on and say that I did not actually read anything last night. I was just chilling and watching YouTube videos and getting, well, I didn't even finish them off, but just taking my time since I had finished my TBR. I was like, you know what, let's not read, which is the first time I've done that in quite a long time, that I intentionally said, no, I have reading time, but I'm not going to. So I didn't, and it was delightful. I can't really wrap up what I did read. I really need to fix my part recently, so I will just leave it here, and my wrap up will probably be going up before this vlog. Let me know in the comments how your March went, and was there something fun that you did throughout the month? If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you on my next video. Bye!